Alright, YouTube. Today we're taking a look at a combination circuit, and that is a circuit where we have resistors which are combined not purely in series or parallel, rather we have this sort of odd configuration of resistors. And in this problem we're going to solve for the equivalent resistance of this entire circuit. We're also going to solve for the current coming out of the battery. And then we're going to solve for the current and voltage which is across each of these resistors. So we're going to start with the equivalent resistance. Now the hard part in analyzing a complex circuit like this is finding resistors that are entirely in series or entirely parallel with one another. And the easiest thing I find is to look for resistors that are in series first. See, anytime we have resistors in series, there's not going to be a break or an intersection in the wire between those resistors. So all the charge which passes through one resistor must pass through the other. And you'll see that's what's going on right here between this 1 and 2 ohm resistor. So using our equation for resistors in series, we're going to find the equivalent resistance not of the entire circuit, but of these two resistors. And ultimately what this means is we could replace these two resistors with a single 3 ohm resistor. And by combining these two resistors, we've reduced the circuit down not to a single battery and resistor, but we have in fact simplified it some. So we're going to play the same game again, looking for two resistors that are either in series, like these, or parallel. And you'll notice these two resistors are in parallel with one another. And the easiest way to spot that is to recognize that the current which is going to come through this wire is going to have to split, and it will either go through one resistor or the other. So using our equation for resistors in parallel, we can combine these two resistors to find these two resistors combine down to be an equivalent resistance of 1.5 ohms. So now we've reduced the circuit down to a single battery and single resistor, which means the equivalent resistance of this entire circuit is 1.5 ohms. So now that we've solved for the equivalent resistance of this original circuit, we can now solve for the total current which is going to come out of the battery. See, since these three resistors have a total resistance of 1.5 ohms, the total current coming out of the battery in this case will be the same as the total current coming out of the battery in this case. So applying Ohm's law to this circuit, we know there's a 9-volt battery, which is going to produce some current as a result of 1.5 ohms in that circuit. And we find the current coming out of the battery here is 6 amps. Which means the total current coming out of the battery here is also 6 amps. So now that we've solved for the total current coming out of the battery, we're actually going to work our way this way across our little circuit diagrams in order to solve for the current and voltage across each individual resistor. So looking first at this diagram, we know there's going to be no change in voltage as current moves out of the battery along this wire to this point up here. So there's going to be 9 volts of potential at either point along the top of this wire. We know the tail end of this battery is going to have 0 volts of potential, which means every point along this wire, even when it splits, is going to have 0 volts of potential. And ultimately that means there's a total of 9 volts of potential across this 3 ohm resistor. And if we know the voltage and the resistance of that resistor, we can solve for the current passing through this resistor. And going back to Ohm's law, if we know the voltage and resistance of this resistor, we can solve for the current which is passing through that resistor. And we find there's 3 amps of current passing through this 3 ohm resistor. Now remember, we found the total current out of the battery was 6 amps. That means there's 6 amps of current running through this wire right here, and 3 amps are going to the left through this 3 ohm resistor. Which means there must be 3 amps going to the right through this other resistor. But this 3 ohm resistor is actually two resistors which we combined to be a single 3 ohm resistor. But if you look at this diagram, if there's 3 ohms of current moving to the right and passing down through this first resistor, then there must be 3 amps of current moving through this 2 ohm resistor as well. And again, applying Ohm's law to each resistor individually, we can solve for the voltage through each resistor. So the voltage used up or dropped across this first resistor is going to be the current, that's 3 amps, multiplied by the resistance, that's 1 ohm, giving us a voltage or potential drop of 3 volts across this 1 ohm resistor. Looking at the 2 ohm resistor in the same way, the voltage across the 2 ohm resistor is going to be the 3 amps of current passing through that resistor times its resistance. And we find there's 6 volts across the 2 ohm resistor. Now there's a couple of ways to check our work and our results here. And the simplest way is to use something called the loop rule. And ultimately what that tells us is that if the charge leaving this battery has 9 volts, as it moves around any loop, I don't care whether it goes to the right here or to the left, it should use up a total of 9 volts of potential. So as charge comes out, if it moves to the right, it's going to lose 3 volts of potential in passing through this first resistor, 6 volts in passing through the second, then it'll return to the battery. Ultimately, that means that charge would lose 9 volts in moving through the right part of this circuit. If charge went through the left side of this circuit, well, as soon as it hits this 3 ohm resistor, it's going to lose 9 volts of potential and head back to the battery with no potential left. So I hope you found this useful in analyzing a circuit. And on that note, that's all for now.